Tell me what it was like being an army wife.
I was with my husband for 21 years in the army life, and I loved every minute of that 21 years. Social life is amazing, was amazing, and we all moved together. We all moved as a regiment or a battalion. My husband was in the Scottish regiment, so it was classed as a battalion. I loved it. I wouldn't have swapped that 21 years at all. Although when he was away, it was hard. It was hard work having two children to look after. And then when he come back, it was harder because the children didn't like him, the discipline that he would probably dish out because they weren't used to him being there.
And what about the worry for where he was serving?
He did Northern Ireland 3 times while we were married. He went to Bosnia. He always told me not to believe what was on the news or in the newspapers, and if there was something drastic, he would tell me, and only that I was to believe then what he told me. But it was hard. It was hard. You never get used of a car pulling up outside because you don't know who it's going to be. It could be, your neighbour, but you just don't know who's going to knock on your door and say that he's had an accident or something like that. It was quite nerve-wracking, but again it was life, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the 21 years that I was with him. We were in the army.
Did you have many friends who lost husbands or wives?
I've had a couple of friends. My husband had a friend. He was working in London in the recruiting office, and it was when Northern Ireland were dropping putting bombs and car bombs and stuff like that. And he went to work one morning, and there was a car bomb outside the office, and he was killed instantly. And then we've had a couple injured. We had a couple injured when they were in Ireland. We lost a couple. I lost some in Iraq when they did Iraq, but we weren't with them then. It's when you lose somebody in the battalion, it's like losing family, because you all move together. You know everybody, so it's like you're losing family when anybody does get injured or killed due to the army life.
And do you think it had an influence on your children?
I didn't. I kept them blind until they were old enough to understand what was going on. When their dad went away, they never knew where he was going until they were old enough to understand. As far as they were concerned, he was just going on exercise. Although he'd be away for 6 months at a time. I just kept them blind, and when they were old enough, they knew what was going on. They managed. They managed to cope with it. It was just life. That's how it was. It was part of their life. So they just managed to cope up with it.